Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm pretty excited because we have a 2024, that's right, 2024 Chevy Trax Activ tour for you today. Take a look at it. So this car got redesigned in 2024 and I am so excited to talk about how this car functions for maybe a teen driver, maybe a smaller family, or anyone looking for that kind of like small-ish SUV. If this is your first time joining me, hey, I'm Kelly and I'm the car mom. I review cars for moms and for families. I'm a mom of 3 and a certified child passenger safety tech. Please make sure you're subscribed to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and comment below which other vehicle car tours you want to see. All right, let's get started. So the Chevy Trax, you guys, this is honestly one of the most affordable new cars you can still buy. It starts at $21 and the highest trim, this Activ trim, tops out just under $25. So this is the highest trim. It comes in, like I said, right under $25,000. And I'm going to show you everything you get for that price point. Starting with this incredibly stylish front end grille. I mean, look at all the design elements found on the subcompact SUV. It looks beautiful. I'm loving this kind of like mirrored black chrome piece at the bottom. Everything is nice and blacked out in the Activ trim. Some really interesting wraparound headlights and daytime running lights found here. And then let's move along to the side profile. And here's where we kind of see that subcompact look. So as you can see, the car's not that tall, but it actually does have a pretty good curb length. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you see how much first and second row legroom you have in this car. And not to give too much away, but the trunk space isn't half bad either. Okay, let's talk about fuel economy, people, because that is important. And this car gets good fuel economy. You're looking at 30 combined between highway and city, which for any sort of SUV is awesome. Coming along to the back, this is kind of where you're going to see something a little interesting in the subcompact market. We actually instead have almost like a coupe sloped kind of roof. Like you can even see when I open up the trunk, do you see how it kind of opens up at an angle like this? I think it gives it a really fun and sporty look. I feel like especially for a teen driver, always love that like sporty vibe. I think the Chevy Trax does a very good job. A few more things about the exterior of this car, especially if we're talking about cars I'd recommend for a teen driver. The Chevy Trax is probably one I would put on my list for the simple fact is it is a heavier vehicle. It's actually just over 4,000 pounds. When I'm thinking about teen drivers, I always like to try to find a vehicle that's as close or over to 3,000 pounds as possible, just because in multi-vehicle accidents, those cars tend to hold up better, they're safer. But of course, we don't want something too big that then it's difficult for the teen to maneuver. So this car, I've been driving it for a couple of days. It's zippy. It's incredibly easy to park. I still feel like I have really good visibility and clearance. I've actually enjoyed the car a lot more than I thought. So let's head into the interior. We're going to talk about some of the safety features, some of the comfort features, and then we'll still get to the car seat setup. And just before we get in, check this out. Under $25,000 and we still have keyless entry. A little tech element like that it comes standard on all these other vehicles is actually a pretty big deal on a vehicle of this kind of price point. So let me hop on in. All right, so here I am in the driver's seat of the Chevy Trax. And guys, this Activ trim is actually pretty fun. I mean, not only are you getting a ton of fun features, look at this contrast stitching. This like neon yellow green highlighter, I think it looks awesome. I mean, it's not just plain Jane. And normally Chevy's pretty plain Jane, so I'm impressed with these elements. We have a side cubby right here. I want to do the little Stanley ice flow test. I'm gonna say it works. And that's pretty, I mean, again, not to like keep talking about the size of this car, but there are bigger cars than this where I can't do that. So I find that pretty impressive. Okay, let me get you on the other side and we're gonna start talking about some of the safety features and tech. Okay, I wanna dive into some of the tech and convenience features found on the Chevy Trax. Guys, I'm honestly pretty impressed. Okay, we have a digital dash. Holy smokes. A completely digitalized display that goes beautifully into this 11-inch screen. Now the 8 inch is standard. The 11-inch is an upgrade on some of the higher trim levels. And when I'm thinking about specifically a teen driver car, I really want it to feel like the technology is user friendly because I don't want to add to any sort of distractedness. Same thing applies to when a mom's driving, like honestly, everybody. I like to see how easy to use the controls are, and this is incredibly simple. It has, first of all, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which I think is a huge benefit for teen drivers or newer drivers because it looks so familiar for them. It looks like their smartphone, which they're always on. So it's very easy for them to navigate. I also appreciated that all the climate control is just pulled out. And it is pulled out in these big, giant knobs. It's very easy to use and operate. Plus, we have heated seats and a heated steering wheel in this Activ trim. We also have a wireless charger, USB-C, USB, 12 volt, 2 really nice size cup holders that fit my Stanley, and they even have a place for your phone to go, a spot for the key, parking brake, change collector, and a little bit of a center console as well, plus a sunroof. I mean, literally all of this for less than $25,000 on a brand new car. That's insane. Okay, let's dive in on some of the safety features found in the Chevy Trax. So of course, we're gonna have our backup camera, but look at how nice and clear and big it is. I think it looks amazing. And we have the Chevy Safety Assistant standard on the Trax model. So that gives us things like pedestrian warning, emergency braking, frontal collision, lane departure, all of that great crash prevention tech can be found on this vehicle, which is awesome. Okay, here I am in the second row of the Chevy Trax. Guys, this seat set for myself at about 6 feet tall, still really, really good leg and head clearance. As far as my second row comfort features are concerned, here are the cons. I don't have any events back here. Again, this is the highest trim. I don't have ventilation anywhere. So just something to note. Of course, those passengers have ventilation. It's a small car, so like I hope that like the ventilation could reach back here, but there's no vents. I do have a USB and a USB-C, a little bit of like a, I don't know, a cubby for something, decent side cubbies, a light, good clearance. I mean, it's a roomy second row. I just don't have a lot of those amenities. Okay, so I know I've been talking a lot about how this car would work for a teen, but I don't usually think it would not work for a family either, because my jaw hit the floor when I saw this car seat clearance in this Chevy Trax. This seat is set for myself. I'm very tall. Look at this. This is a Kleckling, inches of clearance. Inches. This is incredible. All right, I want to show you guys the trunk space. So, no power tailgate. I feel like I can't complain because they gave us so much technology up front, but as the car goes on, the technology gets less and less. So no power tailgate, not even on the highest trim level. But look at this trunk space. Look at this trunk space. This is more than my Ford Expedition, and I'm not even being dramatic. Insane amount of trunk space. This cargo cover right here to like hide your valuables. Of course, easy to remove if necessary. And then underneath we do have a spare tire. You can't fold these seats down from back here, but it is easy to do, and they do lay flat. You just have to go up there to do it. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap up this 2024 Chevy Trax tour. Said it once, I'll say it again. I'm impressed with the tech for the price. I am really impressed with the space, the technology, the design, the looks of it. I think this would make a great car for a teen driver, for someone just looking for a small SUV. I'm anxious to see the crash ratings with this being such a new vehicle that has not been crash tested by the IHS yet. So I'm hoping they made some improvements over the 2022 model year. Let me know what you guys thought of this video. This isn't my typical car, but I'm liking kind of entering into this new market. So make sure to leave a comment below which other vehicles you want to see, and I'll talk to you next time.